Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to a new YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, here we are for another AFL 2022 trade period video. And in this video I'm going to be going over every trade briefly. We're just going to be going over every AFL trade, player trades that happened. But before I do, I just want to announce one thing, that Talking Trades is going to be delayed a little bit longer, not going to be out just yet. And then also one more thing. We are getting so close to 500 subscribers on the channel. At the time of recording this, we're currently at 490, so I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. It's free, it helps out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it if we could hit 500 subscribers. Carl Amon found his way to Hawthorn as the first free agent of the 2022 AFL season. This deal went through pretty quickly, not much holding it back. Pick 27 was the conversation pick for the Power. Bobby Hill gets his trade with. He is traded from the Giants to Collingwood, all involving around a future second round pick, and then the Pies will get back pick 40. The Giants get 43, a little bit of a later pick swap involved, but the Pies and Bobby Hill get their trade with of securing him to the Collingwood Footy Club. The Tigers had two trade targets to land throughout the trade period, Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto from the Giants. Two big 7-year deals were offered to both of those players, and the first deal got done pretty quickly with Tim Taranto making his way from the Giants to the Tigers very quickly. 12 and 19 is what the deal was with picks, and then of course the Tigers got Tim Taranto. The speedy Jaden Hunt makes his way from Melbourne to West Coast as another free agent. Going to really help West Coast speed-wise. But yes, pretty decent pickup here for the Eagles. Jaden Hunt makes his way to West Coast. Liam Jones gets back to the club that it all began at a fair few years ago. He started his career at the Western Bulldogs, went to Carlton, failed to get the vaccine mandate to play, out for a couple of years, back to the Western Bulldogs as a free agent. Dan McStay makes his way from Brisbane to the Pies to help out Collingwood's tool stocks, and this is a pretty good pickup as well. The Lions get pick 35 as a compensation. Griffin Logue and Darcy Tucker, they both find their way to North Melbourne. Of course, North Melbourne got an assistance package from the AFL, which included a future second and a future third round pick, and they had to be traded by the end of the Continental Tires 2022 AFL trade period. And of course, that was the deal. That was the picks that helped unlock this deal. And North Melbourne also packaged up a future fourth round selection, future second, future third, future fourth to see these two, Darcy Tucker and Griffin Logue, land at their club. Zane Cordy finds his way to the Western Bulldogs, to St Kilda as a free agent from the Western Bulldogs. The Doggies got no compensation because they picked up Liam Jones as a free agent. Very nice pickup here by the Saints to help out their key defensive and defensive stocks. Blake Acres in one the steals of the trade period makes his way to Carlton. Future third round pick is all that the Dockers need to give up to land him. All that the Blues need to give up to land him. He's going to slot straight into that wing role. Brilliant player and brilliant pickup there by the Blues. Ben Long gets his trade wish and is traded up to the Gold Coast Suns. The Gold Coast Suns do have quite an injury-plagued back six. He's going to help out, and he can also bring a bit of dash to their back six as well. So a very handy pickup here for the Gold Coast Suns. Minutes later, after that Ben Long deal is done, the Suns and the Lions also engage in a Tom Berry deal, which sees him cross from Brisbane to the rival Gold Coast. Of course, the Suns are expected to lose Isaac Rankers. This was going to help out their small forward stocks, and it was a pick swap as well for the Lions to land more points for Fletcher and Ashcroft. Josh Corbett makes his way to Fremantle Dockers for a future fourth round pick. He is again going to help out with their key forward stocks and could be a pretty decent pickup for the price they paid to land him. A Geelong boy finds his way back to the Cattery. Tanner Bruin goes back to Geelong from the Giants. Pick 18 is what the deal is mainly centred around, I believe. Well, pick 18 is what the deal was centred around. And the local Geelong boy finds his way back to Geelong to play for the Geelong Footy Club. Will Setterfield and 68 move to the Bombers for, I believe, a future third or fourth round pick. A nice-bodied midfielder is really going to help the Bombers out, considering their midfield can be a little bit undersized and isn't the greatest. But again, pretty decent pickup here for the Bombers. One of the bigger trades this trade period sees Isaac Rankin land at the Adelaide Crows. He's going to bring some excitement and craft to the Adelaide Crows forward line. A little bit of haggling over late pick swaps did make the deal drag on a little bit longer, but the whole deal was mainly centered around pick number 5. And then in the end, the deal got done with not too many problems at all. Luke Jackson gets his trade wish and is traded off to the Fremantle Dockers. They do have an exciting hybrid role for him to play. And again, the deal does centre around the first round picks that the Dockers give up to land him. But another one of those big deals gets done. Toby Bedford also finds his way to the Giants from the Demons. Pick 44 is all the deal needed to get done. And of course, that is an ideal replacement for losing Bobby Hill to Collingwood. The mega trade gets done, which sees Jason Horne-Francis land at Port Adelaide and also Willie Rioli land at Port Adelaide. A few key details, feel free to pause if you want to read it, but the main thing is, yes, Jason Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli get to Port Adelaide. Pick 1 changes hands from North Melbourne to GWS, and West Coast split pick 2 to lands 8 and 12. A lot of future round picks and later picks involved in this deal too. Jack Gunston gets his trade wish. Instead of free agent, he makes his move as a trade. So then the Lions didn't have to give up their compensation pick 35. He lands at Brisbane for 48 and a future 4th. Brodie Grundy finds his way to the Melbourne Demons and he's going to make a very brilliant big ruck duo with Max Gawn at the Demons. He finds his way to the Demons for pick 27 from the Pies. A former top 10 pick and another former first round pick makes their way to the Cattery. Jack Bowes makes his way to Geelong with pick number 7 as a salary dump. The Suns didn't want to pay the back end contract, the big money that Jack Bowes had. The Cats did, and as a reward, they take pick number 7 as well. Billy Frampton gets his trade wish and is traded from Adelaide to Collingwood to try and seek more game opportunity. He's another tool which is going to be good to stock up Collingwood's tools. So part 1 was done and now part 2 is done for Richmond. They get both the GWS midfielders Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto that are about to hit their prime. This one was quite a bargain get for the Tigers as well. 31 and a future first is all that had to be given up to land Jacob Hopper. And the Tigers, after this, they'd had a pretty successful trade period. Aaron Francis finds his way from Essendon to Sydney in the first deal done on deadline day. Again, he makes his way to the Swans pretty cheaply, but again, just to shore up their tool man stocks. So straight after Aaron Francis moves, the Bombers get in Sam Wiedemann to again just take his spot, and he could be a really good key forward role, could Sam Wiedemann, and again, just to stock up on key players and a tool forward. And then once that Sam Wiedemann deal had gone done, that of course left Demons without a spot. Then Josh Schache just takes his spot at the Demons, and of course Josh Schache moves from the Western Bulldogs to land at the Demons in a bit of a three-way trade because these 3 trades happened very quickly. Then another Bulldog lands at the Demons. Lockie Hunter this time finds his way to the Demons for a very cheap pickup as well. Very cheap pickup there for the Demons. Josh Dunkley finds his way to the Brisbane Lions, all centering around that pick 21 and that future first round pick, as a lot of late picks involved as well in this one. But this is what opened up the trade period with about 7 minutes to go. This deal gets going through, and then after this a lot of deals follow. But Josh Dunkley, not going to be sent to the preseason draft. He finds his way to the Brisbane Lions. Which, once that deal goes through, that will help the Bulldogs land Rory Lobb with the picks that they got. That helps them land Rory Lobb from the Fremantle Dockers. So now the Lobb becomes a Bulldog. The Dockers didn't really want to give him up, but he makes his way to the Dogs. So, of course, the news broke not too long ago, actually, a few days ago, about Jager O'Meara wanting out of Hawthorn, and that is exactly what happened. He moved from Hawthorn to Fremantle in a bit of a trade with Lloyd Meek, who also makes his way from the Dockers to the Hawks, with a few picks as well in that deal. And then a three-way trade which sees Cooper Stephen get to the Hawks from the Cats. It sees Tom Mitchell get from the Hawks to the Pies. And then it sees Oliver Henry get from the from the Pies to the Cats, and the Cats land their last target of the trade period and another former first round pick, and of course another Geelong Falcons product. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as this channel is on the road to 500 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Feel free to let me know which trade was your favourite, which trades you guys all liked, and which were steals and all that. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.